Hello, this is Lucy's Insane Doctor Who Fairies, but today is not about the fairies. It's about the fact that it's been how long? 6 months or something? And I don't know if I've ever seen anyone rave about Wish World and the reality war. I've always loved these. I was on the fence with Wish World because I didn't trust it after Empire of Death. But I've never not loved these. I've watched this two-parter so many times. I think the thing with this story, especially the reality war, is I just finished watching Twice Upon a Time. And Twice Upon a Time is so good, and it's possibly my favourite episode that ever was. But there's things in it that I despise. Oh my god, but this packs an emotional punch the likes of which I have hitherto not seen. You know? This is amazing. Anyway, yeah, reality war similar, you know? Yeah, it's like Destiny of the Daleks. If you can get over the fact that they refer to Daleks as robots, it's a great story, it's so fun. But we are here for the reality war. Okay. And yeah, I love the reality war. It's so good. I'm doing this video because I've never seen people be nice about this story. And I love it. It's like a great finale. I adore it so much. I've watched this story 6 times. Twice on a watch through, taking a friend through it and watching it for the first time. And 4 times because I chose to. The first time it got a B tier, and every other time it's been an S tier. I wasn't sure if I loved it the first time, but
To select audio navigation, press enter now.
Right, let's get started. I love Wish World. And I love the reality war. So, yeah. And in my local Doctor Who society, the Glasgow Doctor Who Society, there were 4 of us who enjoyed the reality war. Everyone else, I think there was 26 or something people there. Everyone else fucking hated it. It's just mind-boggling how much people hated this, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. I am conditioned. I've learnt to like Doctor Who by just letting go of needing stuff to pay off, I don't need Doctor Who to have a good payoff, I just need the journey to be fun, That's the secret to loving Doctor Who. Don't expect reality war to be a good payoff to anything. It's a good time. And yeah, no one's talking about this. And I absolutely adore this shit, so looks like... my 3-hour video on Fear Her and why that is amazing did not take off for some reason. Let's see how this video does. I enjoy the cloaked figure in the forest going around on a horse. It's nice aesthetics. That's a cool shot, This is a pleasing shot. This is beautiful. It's an absolutely gorgeous beginning. And the way just the mountain range just sort of comes into view, and it's I don't know, it's so dramatic, Bavaria, 1865, and it starts in the trees. And then it rises and I don't know, I love how it rises. Okay, okay, I'll move on. This camera is not capturing how beautiful this is. The smoky green smoke vibes are they're vibey. What can I say? Yeah, this scene has a bit of a sort of this doesn't actually feel like it's set in the real world. It feels kind of fake. But I don't care. I think that's cool lighting, sort of going from green to yellow light. It's very movie-ified, It's you've got the green of the forest and it's like glowing everywhere because of some smoke machine or something. And then you've got this warm glow. I enjoy it. It looks beautiful, you know? The Rani by generation at the end of the Interstellar Song Contest was peak Doctor Who, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. Like, yeah, the effects didn't look as good. Yeah, the cloves didn't make any sense. How they just, like, grew new cloves. But I don't care. It was so cool. The music was so hype. And, like, we get here the second best Rani. After Mrs. Flood, of course, because, let's be honest, the original Rani was rubbish. She was rubbish. I know that's, like, not a popular opinion. Oh my god, wait till you hear my opinion on Omega. Omega. But yeah, no, she is so hype. She's so good.
We thought no one was coming.
The way she just lifts the hood off, it's so cool, and you're just like, yes, she has the vibes. It's beautiful, it's perfect, I love it. Like, it's not just the actress, it's the red. Again, like, this camera is not doing justice to this. This red pops so powerfully with the green in the background, and the yellow on the ground as well. Just, like, the colours are just a symphony of just, like, it feels fake, like it's from a fucking storybook, you know? But it's good. Like, I don't care what you think. This is such a hype moment where she's like, well, you were born lucky, isn't that what they say? Seventh son of the seventh thing of the seventh thing. And it's just like, I don't know. It's such a hype thing to say. It's just so dramatic. I don't know. Like, the seventh son of the seventh son, and then she just swoops in and sees the row of kids and is like, with 7 sons of your own? That's a hilarious joke.
With 7 sons of your own.
It's a corker. Like, she just was like, oh yeah, we thought Eunice would be a good name, and Rani's just like, I think that's an absolutely terrible name. You know, this is a theme in RTD2, just people shitting on baby names. But, like, I love it. Just the vibe. Oh my god, it's funny, alright? That's all it is. There's such a beautiful contrast of her just being there, an alien here to do business, whereas these are just, like, normal humans. The vibes are strong, you know? Like, this does not feel like a human's turned up. It feels like this is like an alien on a mission. What it doesn't make sense is she's like, that's the worst name ever. Let me hold your baby, and this person's just like, sure. Not the best scripting, but who cares? The camera doesn't capture it, but this whole scene's just drenched in such a beautiful, warm glow. The colours really feel good, you know? They're very Christmassy colours, you know? It's saccharine, but in just a pleasing way. Like, my eyes are being pleasured. This is, you know, tickling my balls. My eyeballs. Alright, I'm gone. And I just love this guy's vibe. What a lovely smile. What just a good vibe. I don't know, I like him. The your wife is Violet's thing, after being like, oh, you're called Violet? Okay, now you're gonna become Violet. The effects on this the effect work is just, the CGI is just so pleasing along with the sound design. Oh, it's such a shocking thing, you know? I don't know, it's great, I love it. It's just having fun with the God of Wishes. Oh my god, okay, the Rani's music. Why does no one, like, talk about how good the Rani's music is? It's just like, you know, just like that choral stuff just hits. You know, that's half the reason that probably more than half the reason why that, at the end of the Interstellar Song Contest, the music is so hype and it just starts kicking in here and you're just like, yes! Ronnie saying waddle away, and then there's just ducks, and they're on the table because otherwise, because the kids would be standing on the floor, and you couldn't see them. So we've just got the ducks here because it's more entertaining that way. And you know what? They're not wrong. I am entertained. Her saying a wise old owl is it's my least favourite of the three. But the way she just looks at him ooh, look what I did, as if she's just said D's nuts or something, you know?
A wise old owl.
Just that look down. She's just oh. Okay, absolute worst bit of the scene. Her saying hoot hoot. I hate how she delivers it. I don't know if it can be delivered well. But just her trolling, her troll vibes as she looks away up saying hoot hoot. It's sure, whatever, I don't know. This is a fun villain. I'm enjoying it. Terrible delivery of the line. But, great scene apart from that. Oh my god, that delivery gets to me. I hate it. But I'm warming to it as well, Actually, while we're here, let's just take a moment to appreciate that hair. Look at it, just the way it snakes down her face. Good hair. Initially I didn't like how saccharine and fake this whole morning, darling, morning, sweetheart, oh, stay. But, I think this is what, when the doctor's oh, I could never have a normal life, this is what they picture, and that's kind of fun. And, I know that, arguably, human nature did the doctor being just a normal guy a lot better. But I think they are quite different, and I appreciate that, because I think initially I was just yeah, I've seen this before, but done better. But, I don't know, I enjoy this. It's good drama. The fact that he kisses her when we've only known this incarnation to be into guys is
Morning, sweetheart.
that's such a powerful moment. It feels like a sort of violation of who he is. I mean, bisexual erasure is a thing, but I mean, it works for moments like this. Goddamn, you feel it when he kisses her. You're just what? How dare you be bisexual? I don't know, what's your opinion? Is kissing sex, or is it just romance? A bit of both, isn't it? But, my point being, is it bisexuality, or is it just biromanticism, Maybe he's biromantic, but, monosexual or something? I don't fucking know. I guess he was only romantic with Rogue. We don't actually have any hint of his sexuality with that, so that's a good point, actually. There is something so powerful about how perfect this scene is, Just the way it's framed and everything. Everything's just so perfectly done. You've got the husband and the wife, and the perfection of it and how symmetrical it is and stuff. It feels so wrong. And that's good, That's what the episode's trying to convey, and it powerfully conveys this immediately. I do enjoy kind of how much they love being in this conservative fantasy of a marriage, It's kind of like watching Twilight in a way, There's just this, yes, I love my cishet life on the relationship escalator. They're both loving it at the moment, and that's both interesting. Yeah, no, it is interesting. It's compelling, It's not they're just oh, this feels off. They clearly are vibing with it heavily. This episode isn't... I think that's an interesting aspect of the Wish World and Reality War. They aren't entirely unsympathetic to the conservative worldview. It's if everything I don't know, like, I think that's interesting, you know? It's like trying to give it as much credit as it can, or something. But also, like, in doing so, it's like you feel how wrong this is and how fake this is and stuff. And that's well done in the episode, you know? Acting like this sort of conservative ideal thing is, yeah, I think that's powerful. I think it does that well, and I think it's really unique in Doctor Who, providing this sort of perfect vibe. You know, it's like an Amy's Choice in Ledworth, and it all seems just a little bit too perfect. Yeah, I don't know, but ratcheting that up even more, you know? Like, just their sheer deep enjoyment. There is no hint in their performance that they don't love each other and love loving each other so much. It's compelling, because, you know, it would be easy to make it just so that yeah, okay, I've said enough. Also, there's just something compelling about the Doctor and Belinda having a child, and them, like, seeing how the Doctor and Belinda react to the child, and just, I don't know, it's interesting, you know, having a kid, and seeing how they are with that in this weird, distorted world. Who even is Poppy? Having Conrad on the telly is a great twist. Like, just listing all the places that are gonna have good weather, like, somehow he just delivers it in such, like, it's such a, like, I'm gonna sit you down and tell you a story kind of vibe, which I guess is what they're going for, and it's great, like, because it all feels off. I love it. Like, there's something compelling about how comforting and happy he is. Like, his smile feels so genuine when he's like, there's going to be really good weather all over the world. Check it out.
Nice weather all over the world.
Like, that just seems like such a happy guy. I love it. And the lead-in to the opening crawl is like, happy morning everyone, and then our TARDIS family are just like, happy morning comrades. Like, I don't know, that's just really compelling, you know? They're not just like, oh my god, it's Conrad. They're just like, yes, Conrad, we love you.
Happy morning, everyone. Happy morning, Conrad.
That's amazing. That's a great sting, you know? Because you're just like, what the hell is going on? And, you know, like, the vibes are off. They're so saccharine in such a way that, like, it's juicy. It's not like the juiciest thing ever, but it's got a lot of juice that is just pleasing, you know? Like, I know, like, we don't get the 15th Doctor that much, so, like, it can be a bit frustrating that he's like this and not his normal self for some people. But I appreciate that they go in interesting directions with him, you know? They don't just have him be the same all the time. This is him in a really different situation and mentality than he usually is. That's so interesting. I don't know, like, it is just shining a different light on the character, and I love that, because Shooty's great. This is part of the episode. The opening crawl is amazing. Like, what do you call it? The opening titles. The colours are just incredible. It's such a beautiful, beautiful sequence. It's just filled with so much vibrant colour. It's like this time vortex is made of dreams. And it has such, like, kineticness to it, you know? Like, we're not just in the time vortex, we're spending time to, like, do different angles and stuff. I don't know, it's really cool. Like, this bit. the way it just bursts out of the clouds along while the music is like, wow, that's so cool and thrilling, and it's like, yeah. You know, the whole cosmic joyride, this very much feels like that. Okay, the Conrad just like telling a story of like dropping all the lore of Doctor Who, just being like, and the Time Lords were really clever people from the planet of Gallifrey. Like, I just love how Doctor Who is talking about its own lore and just putting it in such childish terms. It's fun. It kind of almost sounds like they're mocking it. I love it. Like, sure, Belinda may not have a consistent character at the moment, but I really enjoy her as this housewife, and I really enjoy the Doctor as this, perfect husband guy as well. He looks great in that suit. Poppy being savage about her biryani. Like, I enjoy how Poppy says no, but they pick the weirdest moments for Poppy to be saying no. Like, Poppy's meant to be like the person who sees stuff for what it really is. And the way they convey this is she's just like, Mummy's gonna make biryani, isn't that nice? And Poppy's just like, nah, your biryani sucks. So yeah, it's like a bit off how they do it, but I genuinely love how Poppy says no. Like, it is kind of more the vibes of it rather than the actual texts that are good. You know, like, you can feel what's going on even if the script doesn't quite make sense for her to say that when she does. But I think, like, the thing that really works about this is that this is the first time a mug goes through the table. And they clearly place it down. They have a very clear shot of it going here. And it processes in your brain. Because, like, you know, the table ends here. So, like, you see it in your brain and not, like, really shortly after it smashes. And you're just like, wait, how? But also you kind of, like, at least on, like, a first watching, you don't... You're like, wait, that's weird. But also you just kind of, like, dismiss it a bit. And, I love it. Just subtly showing you what's going on with the mugs. And I love how much they, like, hide what's going on with the mugs throughout the episode, you know? Until, like, the Doctor starts examining it. It's... I don't know, it's just good hiding of information. Like, you can sort of work out that it doesn't make any sense and it's just dropping through the table, but also you're just like, wait, how? What? It's good. I think it's a good hiding of information and just letting you experience it before showing you it, you know? Like, the Doctor's just, like, opening this and it's just a whole thing of mugs and they're all the same, and he's just like, you shouldn't daddle stuff as much, Poppy. Like, it's great. You know, it just builds up the idea a bit without telling you what's going on, which is nice, you know? You get to just work it out yourself. And this creepy cupboard with all these mugs is creepy. You know, it's perfect and yet it's off, but it's off in a way that's more off. It's more explicitly off and weird than this whole, like, reality where everything's sort of conservative and perfect, you know? Like, it's good, it's a compelling image, it makes you question stuff, you know? It's just like, what's going on here? It's just, it's a strong image. And then Ruby turns up, and it's great because her hair is all scraggly. I don't know, that's really good, I love it. She has scraggly hair. It's a great vibe. The Doctor in this hat looks great. And just the way he looks at her is just... You're just like, God, like, so much of who the Doctor is changed by this reality. But that's, like, a really interesting aspect of this episode, is trying to parse, right, what aspects of what the Doctor is doing is because of the wish, and what parts of it are actually because of who the Doctor is. And that's really interesting, you know? Like, him just being like, what the hell is this woman doing in front of me? And in a sort of judgmental way, is sort of, that's really interesting. Like, it makes you ask, is this the Doctor? Is this not? It's juicy. Nah, this whole bit, as I say, is so interesting, just the way he's so guarded with Ruby.
Do I know you? I don't think so.
The way he, like, sort of laughs as he says, I don't think so, when asked, you know, do I know you? And it's like, because he does that, he does, like, in Reality War, he does that laugh to Ruby in a much more cruel way. Like, his laughing is, it's an interesting character thing for the 15th Doctor, you know? It's like, it's a disarming sort of thing, but then, like, you can see a more sinister side to it in this finale. And that's cool. And just the way he just pulls his arm up.
She needs a doctor. Is everything okay? No,
Just that. She, like, touches his arm, and he just, like, pulls it away, like, get off me, you lowlife. I don't know, it's such... There's a level of just base level disgust that, like, I think just the antithetical nature to who the Doctor is, or at least who we believe the Doctor to be, is so interesting, you know? Like, because presumably this is a part of the Doctor, you know? This isn't just made up because of the wish. This is who the Doctor is to an extent, in a way that they hide or overcome, usually, or maybe they don't. Ruby's just being like, are you called the Doctor? And she's like, and he's like, my name is John Smith. It's like, wait, he said the thing, John Smith.
My name is John Smith.
It's so good. I don't know, it's always great when the Doctor's called John Smith. Like, it's just a pleasing bit, you know? It's a very fan moment. The expression he pulls when Ruby's just like, it's not John Smith. That's such a expressive face. I love it. Him saying, is this some sort of game? Because I really don't appreciate this on my doorstep. Like the way he delivers that is just pleasing, you know? It's a good line. And I guess half my point is that this whole story is just, it's a good time, it's pleasing, you know? Ruby's like, and you're John Smith's wife, and she's like, I certainly am. And just the way she delivers that is such cishet, conservative, you know, it's like such a defensive married couple, defensive of their marriage and stuff. Oh my god, it's interesting, because this is a side to these characters we never see, and yet somehow gets brought up and becomes a reflection. It's just fun to see these characters forced into being people they're not, and yet presumably on some level are. And it's played really well. It feels so off, but you know exactly what they're going for with the script. I don't know, I enjoy that they're like, how dare you say Poppy's not our daughter, and then her just going to the phone, and it takes this sort of, like, big brother turn, and you're just like, oh my god. Like, the way that the Doctor and Belinda are just, like, collectively just turn on Ruby, turning, like, mistrust into, like, wielding the police against her is so reflexively, is such a sort of, you know, suburban horror show kind of vibe, you know, perfect suburbia, but the violence underpinning it. I don't know, it's good, it works. I think, like, what's compelling about her hair like this isn't just that it's like good hair, but she looks frazzled, like she's been through stuff, you know? Almost like this hair's gonna start falling out from the stress. I don't know, it's a good vibe. The Mel bit. Mel is so wasted. I mean, she's always been wasted, but like, you'd think they'd bring her back for a purpose, not just to parade around a classic companion, but actually give her more substance. It's never an improvement when Mel's on screen, sadly. And like the Doctor saying from afar, like, oh no, don't speak to her, Melanie. That was interesting. You know? Like, further establishing this sort of suburban closed-offness, I'm not sure. But I also love how the bins are the same colour as the mugs. There's just good colour coordination. It works well with the creepiness of it all. The bins say slip. I don't think I noticed that before. But it is cool how you see all the mugs there, and it's like, wait, what's going on? These mugs are very central, clearly. And we've only had one mug smash so far, but now it's clearly bringing attention to this. I'm surprised how early it's bringing attention to this, but like, hey.
Never mind. Best forgotten.
Oh, I'm sorry, just the way he grabs his umbrella here.
Oh, never mind. Best forgotten.
I guess I can just talk all day about how electric Shooty's acting is, and I will, 'cause it's great. The appearance of the Boom Beasts just add to the surrealness of this world, and you're like, okay, this world's more surreal than I even gave it credit for. And that's a cool escalation. And the Doctor's just like, how can anyone doubt this world? And you've just got the Boom Beasts booning about. And it's a cool visual, you know? It's beautiful, you know? Set against the sky like this.
Aren't they beautiful?
Okay, so I think cutting to Conrad works really well a bunch of the time. And he's like, the people on Earth were called humans. And that doesn't really make any sense in terms of telling the story. Like, why would he be telling this? I don't know. It's a weird line, but it's a fun line, so I don't mind. But it's like, if you're telling the story to humans, is this really what you'd say? But who cares? He calls the Doctor Doctor Who, which is their true name. So, like...
Doctor Who had lots and lots of human friends.
I love it. Doctor Who had lots and lots of human friends. It's great. And I love how much he stands out here. Like, I guess it's just subtle, you know, everyone else is kind of more muted, whereas the Doctor's got a bit more blue in him. But I love how much he stands out.
They loved him and travelled with him. But sometimes they'd leave him.
This just feels so much like he's from a film from the 20s or something, you know? I love it. Like, a lot of the dialogue is very on the nose, just like, oh, so they can fall in love and marry and have babies and stuff. And it's like, and also the dialogue with Mel, just her being like, I'm single and unattached and all that, so I'll just be jolly glad for, and sit in silence. And it's very unsubtle writing, but I don't know, I enjoy it. It's just, sometimes you don't need subtlety. The vibes are strong. Once again, the umbrella catching, iconic.
Hold on, with bravery in his heart.
The turning of the unit set into this idyllic, sort of much more beautiful set. Why can't normal unit be like this? Why can't normal unit have just beautiful greens and browns and oranges and just... It's a gorgeous set. The lights themselves are beautiful. Like, look at them. It's great. This camera is not doing it justice. I don't think the camera combines well with the TV, but you're just gonna have to trust me. It's good stuff. And the music that plays just as we come in to see this room for the first time is so... It works. You know, it's got that sort of, it sets the vibes of just kind of being very, like, saccharine, like, nice, sort of good and proper, where work's getting done, and we're all jolly glad about it. Like, seeing Kate like this is really cool. I love it. This is, like, one of my favourite depictions of Kate, you know, after... Was it Survivors of the Flux? She was peak in that. She was amazing. This might be my favourite Kate after that. I don't know, maybe Lucky Day Kate was better. But, you know, it's an interesting take on her. But when she says time carries no favours, that line falls so flat. Like, it doesn't feel like natural dialogue at all. Like, even for this artificial world, it just doesn't flow. And it's fine because the vibes of the scene are good and you just forget it, but, you know, it feels like the Rani saying hoot hoot. It just doesn't quite... It just takes me out of it a bit, you know. Susan Triad turns up. And much like Mel, she never improves a scene that she's in. She always just kind of drags it down. She drags it down more than Mel. She's not even a character, is she? She's basically what people see Clara as in Series 7B. A plot device, you know? But, like, you know, Clara has more meat to her than that. Like, Clara can be a fine wine to appreciate. Where's the fine wine in Susan Triad? There just is nothing there. And she's not even enjoyable to watch. I'm sorry, I need something more than whatever she is. Alright, so Conrad was just like, and then a sad day came along, all the Time Lords died, and Doctor Who was left alone. And just the way he says Doctor Who, it warms my heart every time. It's so pleasing to just see the show openly embraced in such a tongue-in-cheek way, just like being like, his name is Doctor Who, we all know it's Doctor Who. And just this show coming to an acceptance that the Doctor's name is Doctor Who is pleasing. And it's fun because calling him Doctor Who pisses off the right people, you know? Calling him Docky Who pisses off even more the right people. But yeah, there's just such a... I love it so much. I'm a fan, and this pleases my fan brain. And Ibrahim here, this is his best turn ever, like, which is not saying much because he barely features in this era. Like, you know, when he didn't duck, when, like, the stuff in The Legend of Ruby Sunday in the memory window, like, when that stuff hit the glass and everyone was like, oh my god, and he was just standing there. I like to think he's just kind of a himbo and nothing was going through his mind at that time. But I'm not here for fairies. He is genuinely compelling in this, you know? He's more than just like, oh no, I'm really into her. He's got... You see an edge to him when he, like, turns on Shooty and stuff, you know? It's really powerful stuff because you've got all the saccharine stuff and then how it turns so sour. When he's like, how can you like a guy? How can you find a guy beautiful? And that sort of... It feels very real, the way that society treats stuff like that sometimes, you know? Like, this sudden turning on people, you know, like this fear that guys have of being seen as gay is so toxic, and you really feel that in that. Look, I'm going to try and pause this less because this is getting really ridiculous. Shooty's acting is amazing, the sound design is amazing when Ibrahim's like, wait, how can you find a man beautiful? Just the sound design is just, it's so good. Ibrahim acts it so well. Like, oh my god. Like, you feel this in your bones. This, like, oh, I'm not living up to this, like, cis het kind of society, it has very, like, cishet white middle class, upper middle class society vibes, isn't it? I'm really trying to pause this less because this is getting ridiculous, but like the way he's so happily just taking a phone call for work, he's so happy to be working. I love it. It's such a vibe. Like the doctor's just like, I've got a job. You know, it's like in Closing Time when he's got a job and he's so hyped about it. Like, and he's, I don't know, it's such a vibe. Look, it sucks that we don't get more of Belinda's family, but like the mum and gran, these are, I am instantly entertained by both of them. They are, you know, they have the riz that the Susan Triad character does not have. Immediately, I just love having them on screen. There's actually something fundamentally interesting here that we only see her in this magical world. We don't actually know what she's like. So we can only like guess at what she's like based on how this world changes and also doesn't change the people who we already know. So like this episode kind of challenges us to like try and grasp who this character is beyond the wish world, you know? And that's like, I mean, I'm just desperate for like Belinda, like people in Belinda's life, you know, her flatmates, her family. I want to know them. And this episode is all we get of this family member, and there's only one other family member we get, which is the mum later on, at the end of the reality war, I think. But like, so that's like fundamentally interesting because she is great on screen. She has such a great presence. I want to know her more. And this episode challenges, you know, me to like question like how much of what I'm seeing is what she's actually like. It's fascinating. It's, as I say, it's juicy. This story is juicy. I love the just like, how long were you in labour with Poppy, and just Belinda and her mum being so confused, like, wait, I have no memory of this at all. I mean, it's relatable as someone who has a bad memory for stuff. Oh my god, like, this whole flatmates who I just do not remember ever living with, you know? And it's like, I must have been there. I mean, you clearly remember it. It's nice to have that represented here. I don't know. Again, it's juicy. It's just like, yeah. Like, the way Belinda's actress, like, conveys the sort of, like, the mum's like, I must have been there, wasn't I? And Belinda, like, laughs, and she's clearly about to say, of course. But she can't say it because she can't actually remember it. It's really well acted.
Was I? I can't remember.
Oh, I love it. Just the way this whole story plays with just people laughing in a sort of defensive way as a sort of like, as a facade. It's interesting. And the fact that none of them can remember and they're being genuine about it, they're not just lying about it, is interesting because it means that a lot of the stuff that happens in this story isn't just because of the wish, it is genuine. They are genuine people within this reality. You know, it's not just all artifice, which is just makes it interesting, you know? Because you're seeing such a different side to everyone, and yet there's so much truth mixed in with artifice. It's fascinating. Okay, and suddenly, like, focusing on Poppy, and everyone's, like, looking at Poppy, and, like, the script's basically highlighting, like, this is messed up, what's going on, this kid shouldn't exist, and the kind of airiness of it, it's like, there's a point in the Web of Fear where the suspicion gets thrown on the cowardly Welsh driver, and, like, just as that happens, it cuts to the Welsh driver, and in such an unnerving shot, and his face just looks so, like, eerie and creepy. And that's the vibes you get from Poppy. Suddenly it's like, wait, this is... what are you? What's going on here? And it's like the contrast of this innocent child combines with the creepiness is so juicy, it's just compelling, you know? It's such a creepy vibe. You're just like, what are you? Because suddenly the script is like, wait, is Poppy behind everything? Is Poppy somehow something that she doesn't seem, you know? Perhaps she's like the evil one in charge of it all. Like, what's going on, you know? I also just really like the set design, you know, the blue and the yellow is so idyllic in a sort of perfect way. I don't know. It's very idyllic cottage kind of vibes almost. Yeah, it's a bit too perfect and stuff, but like, yeah, I don't know. The colour scheme just works so well in this flat. I mean, this house. Like, it's hard to describe, but the set design is incredible. Just this blue against this yellow. I mean, I've basically got the same colours in this room, to be honest. A bit different, but like, it works. It's like both gorgeous and it tells the story really well. The set design is impeccable. Like, people have criticised how suddenly she's just like, from her front door, suddenly next we see she's just like in a big grassy field, and it's like, how long have you been running for? But honestly, I don't care. Like, maybe this park is right opposite her place. I don't care. The vibes are great. The cinematography is beautiful, you know? Like, the vibes are good, even if, like, the geography of it is just like, what's going on? She's by a river now? I can't see any houses anywhere. Like, how long's she been running for, you know? But it's hard to hate it because it sweeps you up in the emotion of the scene. You're very much, like, getting the vibe of, like, where she's freaking out about all of this, whilst it's still looking beautiful. All of these shots just pan so beautifully. It's great. Like, I've seen some people, like, complain that it's just not, like, focusing on her very much, but I like it keeping away from her. You don't need everything to be close-ups. I think the fact that she's just standing there and screaming when she's gotten far enough away from everyone, it's impactful. Yeah, it's a goddamn shame this never goes anywhere. But as a moment, the vibes are peak. I think it's quite wholesome when these two are both into each other, but not dating. It becomes a lot less wholesome when they start dating, you know? So, like, them bumping into each other and suddenly shutting up is just like, I don't know, it's really sweet. And I really like the world building of everyone just being like, look, it's the Rani, it's her. And just everyone's excited about it. And again, it just makes you... it adds a level to this reality that you're just like, what's going on? Like, there's levels to this reality, you know? Levels in terms of just like, I don't know. It's interesting that everyone knows about the Rani. She's not just behind the scenes. She is this magical witch of the world, you know? That's so much more interesting than just her being behind the scenes. Everyone's kind of like, wow! As if they've just spotted a really rare animal or a big, massive celebrity, you know? Both times the Doctor, his work environment so far has been like, I wonder who she is, or, you know, you look so beautiful, Ibrahim, whatever. Like, this tick-tock sound effect comes in, and I don't quite understand why it's doing what it's doing, but it works. It really just clocks you in to just I don't know. It increases the tension and really highlights just like everyone's just like focused in on you, as if you're suddenly like, as if they've noticed the sort of tick-tocking of a clock that usually would just be blended in the background, but suddenly they're noticing this tick-tocking clock. I don't know, you know what I mean? Now, it's people's good reaction to this shot that actually won me round to it. I always felt it just looked a bit weird, but I guess the swagger does pull it off. There's something just feels a bit off. Not sure if it's the muted colours of her or her motorbike, space motorbike thing or what, but like... And like the music's peak, but it just doesn't quite feel real, you know? It just feels like she's on a green screen, and it doesn't quite spin the camera around right, you know? It all feels just a little off. But it is a cool moment. People have won me round to this. You know, it's wild that other people have won me round to this moment in Wish World, since I love this story so much and other people don't, but like, here we are. I'm gonna buck the trend again and just say the Boom Palace is a god-awful design. I hate it from the outside. It's so ugly. So ugly. Right, the red floor is cool. I like the red floor. But all of the bone colours bits suck. It's rubbish. I don't get it. It looks so cheap. It doesn't feel like bones. Is it cheap? Is that the word? It's not beautiful, you know? None of this stuff, I don't know, it lacks colour. There's no good interior design, colour work or anything apart from the ground. It's such a nothingy colour. You know, it doesn't have the coolness of bones. You know, if you're taking the colour of bones, make it feel like it's made of bones. But it doesn't. Like, I guess, objectively, that's a kind of cool design with the holes in it and stuff. But all I see is all this, like, stacking of layers on top of each other. And it doesn't cohere to anything nice. It's an ugly set. Oh my god, it's so bad. Okay, this is peak design in Doctor Who. It is a massive issue that they never address what the hell these things are for, because it would be cool to know. I mean, I guess it's fine to have it be ambiguous. It's just amazing, like, to focus in on it, like, it just looks beautiful. But the fact that their eyes, they're humanoid, but their eyes are missing. It's such a great cyberpunk trope to, like, have your eyes occluded, you know, by, like, a VR headset or something. Like, it's inherently creepy and interesting. It's like, what are they actually seeing? And, like, this headpiece seems to be made of almost, like, cameras or something. And it's just like, what's going on with that? It asks so many questions. And, like, the sort of their attachment to this gooey... Like, they've got a cracked face, which is cool. And yeah, they're attached to this sort of black goo. Like, the visuals are peak. It sucks that it means nothing. That it's entirely surface level. And, like, it's just visual nonsense. But that's the thing. There's no payoff to this. But it is really cool. And I've made my peace with it, you know? I'm happy with it. I love them for what they are. I really wish there was something more, though. It does suck. It does genuinely suck. It is a weakness that they are not explored. It does actively harm the ability to enjoy them. That it's like, wait, there was no meaning behind this? because it feels like you can't trust that they do actually make sense in universe. You can suspend disbelief, but you can't trust that the writer really, that this design ever meant anything. It's incredible design, but no substance to it. And the greatest Rani of them all, Mrs. Flood. Oh my god, she's so good, and the way she's just like, snip, bloody snip. It's fun, isn't it? It's just fun, it's good. Yes, I agree, it would be great if it led to anything at all. That it led to any sort of interesting character stuff. But no, this is Doctor Who. It hints at greatness and interesting stuff, and you are lucky. You are lucky if it pays it off. And in this instance, we do not get lucky. But we are lucky that we get to just have such an intriguing moment that implies that there'll be interesting tension between the two Ranis. But nope, this is it. And it sucks that it's it. It would have been so much better if it wasn't it, that the Ranis were more, had some conflict with each other, yeah. But that's Doctor Who, baby. Don't expect payoff, or if you do, or enjoy payoff when it happens. Don't demand that of Doctor Who, because that's just setting it up to fail for some reason. This is the nature of Doctor Who. It doesn't do payoff well. And when it does, it's so unusual, it's a surprise. So yeah, I enjoy this moment for what it is. I wish I could enjoy it for what it could be. But hey, I do like the twist that, she sees Conrad, he's sort of looking up to her, and he's got a much more pathetic vibe. He's... Yeah, I think it's nice. I think it's meaty, it's juicy. His line that it's such a lot of hard work. It's great, It shows how much he's struggling. And that's interesting, because you'd think he's the one with the power, and then he's just like, oh, it's so much hard work, wah. Him saying that sometimes he forgets about the weather and South Africa gets flooded, that's interesting. That, feeds us a bit more. Unlike the Rani just delivering all the exposition, explaining everything in that dance scene. This is, drip feeding you just information about the world, and it's good. And she's like, you're worn out, and the look of sort of relief and just, I don't know, just the fact that he's getting it acknowledged, and I don't know, he's got this juicy sort of, he's smiling, but there's such strain behind the eyes.
Out. I haven't been.
I don't know, I find this smile where he says, I am a bit, worn out. It's such a... it could be Conrad's best acted moment, to be honest. It's so interesting. I don't know how to describe it, but it's such a good smile moment. Fuck, I wish I could describe everything that I love. I'm a sucker for any Mrs. Flood stuff that we get, and when she's like, would I lie? And then she says his face, oh yeah, I would, but not this time, darling. I like it. It's... We get precious little information about what Mrs. Flood is like, so I just appreciate this moment of having more of a sense of what she's like, and, how her fluffy facade behind it is something sinister. I don't know, there's a fascinating softness to Conrad's smile. This is sort of pathetic smiling. I'm not sure how he was told to act it or what, but it's really interesting, it's not doing what you'd expect. I don't know, it's good. It's good. Like, the way they're treating the Desiderium, like, they're this, like, terrifying thing, in much the same way that they were treating Poppy earlier. It's a great turn for the scene. Just suddenly they're just focusing on Desiderium. They pick them up, and Desiderium's look is such an intelligent, piercing gaze, and you're like, how are they aware of what's going on? Are they more intelligent than a baby? Like, what's going on? And it's so interesting. Just like, it's a great look for the baby. Just like, this baby has such a piercing gaze that I love.
All he does is chuckle.
People find that really weird when they make the baby do that. I love it. Whatever. I think it's fine.
He's amazing, isn't he?
He's terrifying.
Like, the way Conrad says he's amazing, isn't he? And then Mrs. Flood says he's terrifying is such a great line. Just that sort of pivot from he's amazing to he's terrifying, but she's clearly agreeing with him when she says he's terrifying. It's just such a cool line. I think what's magic about this episode is how different it is from any other episode of Doctor Who we have ever seen. Okay, the Rani screwdriver is unequivocally one of the best sonic screwdrivers we've ever had, up there with Matt Smith's and Jodie's. Like, this is such a cool screwdriver, sonic screwdriver. The syringe vibes or whatever it is. It's so elegant. It's such a beautiful design. And while we're here, her jacket, fucking great. The studs, you know, it was really cool. And the red, I don't know, pretty fucking gnarly. Alright, more design crap from this Bone Palace. I like how this, like, comes out and spins. But, I don't know, it does feel like a bit of a prop. And the red light is such a crap red light. This red light it's so weak. It's a naff red light. It should feel stronger. It doesn't feel like whatever the hell it's supposed to be. It just feels like they had a rubbish prop, you know? Like they spent a few minutes on it at most. Yeah. I hate the Bone Palace design. Give or take, there's some good stuff there. Like the gates and the clock. The clock looks gorgeous. I love the clock. And the Omega tunnel looks really cool. It's such a bizarre thing for the Rani to say. It's a shame these little people have to die. I was getting rather fond of them. It's like, were you? What? I wish that was backed up in any way by anything that is shown, because that's an interesting thing to say. But as it happens, it's like, it's interesting, sure, but it's not backed up by anything, and that just makes it hollow. It's a shame. Oh my god, Russell, stop saying stuff like the one who is lost. Just call him Omega, like, oh my god, like, it's just so naff. This entire scene, actually, just where they're priming the charges on the Bone Palace balcony. You know, Mrs. Flood's being like, oh, you came from my loins, and she's like, that's repugnant. None of it is good. Like, we get to see the screwdriver, which is really cool, but it's kind of it's just got nothing that's good about it, right? Which is frustrating, because we should be getting some really juicy stuff between these two. Isn't this the main scene we get between these two? And yeah, it's a shame. It basically just sounds like Mrs. Flood just likes getting on her tits, and that's it. That's the sum of their relationship. And it's like, what? What happens to Snip? Bloody Snip? This shot's a great establishing shot. It just sets the vibe of what it's like to live in this world, and everyone treats it as normal. So interestingly, the massive Conrad on the building, being under the bone beast, it makes no sense really visually or whatever, but like, the fact that the bone beast just kind of stomps down as if, like, I'm not sure if we see anyone crushed by it, but it does look like, it gives the impression that no one's actually getting crushed when they stomp about, and it's like, that's cool, I like it, it's interesting. It's not, like, meaty or juicy, but they didn't need to show this, but they did. And it's an interesting visual, it's an interesting vibe, it gives a surreal element to this whole world, just piling on the surrealism, Okay, I know it goes nowhere after this episode, but the whole "this is how we live," the disabled, the dispossessed,
The ones who don't fit in.
the ones who don't fit in. This is so cool. This whole camp of people here, the vibes are peak. I love it. I love it. Like, it's incredibly frustrating how there is zero payoff to all of this after this episode. But the setup it pleases my soul. The line about how Ruby walks past this place every day and just ignores us and she doesn't remember it and stuff. It's like, that's cool. That sort of is reflective of real life in a way that is like, it's juicy, it's meaty, it's putting a highlight on the people who we just shun in society and whatnot. And it's great. And the people sidelines, very much homeless people vibes and whatnot. Having a meeting of disabled people with someone doing signing. So important. Peak. Necessary. Excellent. So good. We need inclusivity to be core to, society and the movement for inclusion of disabled people. So to have it is necessary. It's so good. And it's so rare to ever see anything like this ever, and it's so normalised, and I love it. This whole vibe of this whole scene is so good. I've changed setting because it got noisy in the other room. But look, we're halfway through this story, and I've been restraining myself. I want to say more. Oh my god. I love this story so much. I think what's special about Wish World is how unique it is in the pantheon of Doctor Who stories. It has a unique place. There's nothing like it. That's incredibly valuable. Wait, shouldn't we be able to see Whotuber fairies in this shot? I can't see them anywhere. Wait, is this fairies? The person who we can't see at all? They could just... don't even need to be a person, there could just be a clump of cloves. Wait, that's him! That's him! Oh my god, found him! Wild. I've never been able to see him here before. I should put on some glasses. Alright, as a disabled gathering, I really like it. It's wheelchair accessible. You've got someone doing signing. You have someone sitting outside of the group, which is if there was one person in this group, that would be me. It would be this person, because they're sitting outside of the group, because, I don't know, that's just how I gravitate to stuff. I'll be either in the corner or outside the group. I probably wouldn't be on a chair. I'd probably just be sitting on the ground, because I feel most comfortable that way. But the point being, this feels right. The whole disabled people gathering like this. Okay, so the vibes are great. Just having people of various disabilities all in the same group, that's so fucking cool. That's the world we want, right? I mean, we also want us more integrated into society, but it's such a important vibe to just have disabled people modelling with each other how to be in community with each other, We're always going to be at the forefront of that. And then Shirley saying, "You don't look disabled," is such terrible, terrible writing. Like, invisible disabilities exist. Invisible disabilities, they can be brain disabilities, like autism. They can be physical, like they can be just physical disabilities, like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, for example. Fibromyalgia. So many things. Forgive me if I don't frisk you, but you don't look disabled. Like, oh my god, this is such terrible writing. But the vibes of having all these disabled people here together is such important. They're such relatable and important vibes for, because, who looks after disabled people? It's disabled people, And this really reflects that in a way, we have solidarity with each other. I mean, sometimes, a lot of the time we don't, but if you're going to find solidarity with someone and you're disabled, it's going to be other disabled people,
You're different.
You're different from us lot. You seem very non-disabled to me. It's the worst. It's an awful line, but, you just have to learn to look over some lines in Doctor Who. I can fully understand not getting over this line, but I can't describe how powerful it is that we have all these disabled people here together, politically organising, It's so cool and wholesome and excellent. That terrible, awful, tone-deaf writing that should have been kicked out. So many people should have been able to say, nah, that's not possible. I guess it probably speaks to the ableism of just companies like Bad Wolf, that you don't have enough disabled people around to actually, have enough power, have enough voice to speak up about stuff like this. It's an issue. And Ruby's response, I could be taller, but yeah, no, I'm not disabled. And it's and everyone laughs at that. Oh, it pains me. It hurts. It really hurts. Everyone's laughing, and it's no, that was a bad joke. It's... I don't know, it seems to be really not treating disability with the proper kind of respect. God, I'm not phrasing this right, because, it's fine to, be a bit glib about stuff, but also, I don't know, it feels incredibly inappropriate. Fuck you, Ruby. But not just fuck you, Ruby, but fuck the writers for making everyone around her just laugh at that. This is by far Shirley's best showing, is when she's just in this disabled community. She's got this kind of almost kind of war doctor vibe of just just how he's kind of all scraggly from all the war and stuff, and she's kind of scraggly from being homeless and stuff, and she's got a seriousness to her that she never has usually, her second best appearance, I think, is in the Star Beast, but there's a cold seriousness to her, because she's in a serious situation, I don't know. It's good. Shirley really... she feels like a full-rounded character in this, and she doesn't always feel that way. Look at that hair, it's just resplendent, all of those curls just interlocking, it's beautiful. Ruby, this is my favourite hairstyle of yours, I love it so much. I love it. Evil Carla. Like, I love regular Carla, but there's something delicious about evil Carla. I love it, I love it, I love it. I know people just make a joke out of it, but she's never not compelling and amazing when she's evil. 'Cause we love her so much. She's such a good and endearing character. Like, I was questioning whether, like, how juicy it is to have Carla be evil in this scene, but then, like, a few seconds later, and she's calling the doubt police on Ruby, and just that turn to her to darkness is so good. It's like, Carla, why? You're better than this. You turned evil by the wish. I don't know. I love it. 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 Evil Carla. Everyone loves Carla being evil, right? It doesn't matter how much it happens. I'm always here for it. Like, there's a aspect to her looking at Ruby, like, there's a kind of, there's a coldness, but there's also a kind of pain in her eyes and mouth and voice. As if she's doing this against her better judgment, and yet this is her clear judgment. Like, the ambiguity of this is so, not ambiguity, but it feels very multi-layered. Like, Evil Carter is so, so, so good. Like, I think there was maybe someone with Down syndrome in this scene that just doesn't speak, and I think that's kind of sucks. But I'm glad that this deaf person is speaking, and like, their acting is so good. Like,
outside the world, so we can see it better.
Just that bit, the kind of like the wagging of the finger and the smile, like, it's just, it's like a fine wine. Their acting's excellent. I love it. So goddamn expressive. And that's like part of sign language, is you gotta be like expressive with your face and stuff. And it's good to be reminded of that and have that evoked here. But this acting, I love it so much. Like, it's always such a highlight.
We live outside the world, so we can.
That wag and that smile, I love it so much. Oh my god, this show's just allergic to giving Rose Noble anything beyond the first half of The Star Beast, She should be in this room. We should be getting her characterized here in a way that we don't usually. She's a vegan. She cares about activism. She would be here in this room organizing the fuck out of stuff, and instead, what, Conrad couldn't imagine that she existed for even a moment, so she didn't exist. Fuck off. This is where the people who he can't imagine existing exist. We could be having meaty interactions, having an interesting side of Rose Noble that we don't usually get. She's sidelined by units, apparently. According to the legend of Ruby Sunday, they don't appreciate her, so this should be where we see her actually shine. I don't know, or maybe she is really incompetent and just nepo babying everything. But there's still going to be the passion of a vegan there, I need more Rose Noble. I have a song about Rose Noble. I haven't released it yet, but like, oh my god. The flashback to 73 Yards and the strong implication, or just the outright stating that she remembers the events of 73 Yards. I mean, that should be satisfying to some, but like, it's a contrivance without substance. And it's fine. It's like, it's fine. It's rubbish. It's nonsense. But sure, whatever. I just want to say, like, this is seeing Cherry after seeing those missing scenes released, and I think one of the missing scenes was from, like, Lucky Day, but Cherry outright just sexually assaults Conrad, and no one talks about this. They're not like... You know, like, you expect that of Moffat, but then, like, it just is outright just making one of our favourite, most sympathetic characters into someone who's just sexually assaulting this guy. Which I know, like, you know, like, anyone can do that and stuff, and it just feels inappropriate, and, like, so just unconscious of the idea that this is sexual assault. You know, like, because, like, Minnie, or whatever her name is, in Tennant's last story, she, like, just grabs his bum, and everyone's like, hey, that's not cool. But the deleted scene with her, like, what I don't like about it is that it is colouring my view of her now. It's like, I don't know. I don't love Cherry as much as I did, and it's like, I love Cherry, how can you not? But, like, goddamn, why would you write that? Why would you film that? Alright, that's quite funny. Ruby's just telling the story about how her mum turned on her, and then there's a mug slip, implying that someone doesn't believe her that her mum just abandoned her. Which is quite funny, like, these mug slips are a great idea and stuff, but they're deployed so weirdly sometimes. It's like Poppy saying no, and it's like, feels like she's saying no to the wrong things. I'm not wild about how this person is just like, oh yeah, because being blind gives me magic powers. I don't know, it seems so antagonistic towards Ruby. In a way that just feels off. But I mean, I also don't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about. I'm not blind, I don't have blind friends. You know. Look, yeah, I know this goes absolutely nowhere, and it's a really, really bad aspect of this episode and the next episode, that it goes nowhere. But this whole disabled people coming here and surely being like, yeah, we don't sit around complaining. You know, we're making plans, we're going to bring down God. Like, what a great line. I love it. There's just sort of having disabled people at the heart of your, like, activism or whatever. Like, that's great. You know, someone close to me was at a protest where someone was saying that, like, you know, disabled people shouldn't be at protests because they're a burden or something on it. Like, screw that person, you know? Anyway, yeah, so I love this. I love... Like, this is a hell of a vibe, and I love it so much. And I wish it was more than just vibes and it actually had any plot relevance. It's kind of hilarious how it has no relevance. The culmination of all of this is that they get horribly crushed by a building. Alright, this next bit is both angering and hilarious. Watch. It's just Susan's face just randomly appears. Oh. Like, I have confidence that the Christmas special in 2026 is going to make all this Susan stuff make some sort of sense. So, like, I think it's going to read a lot better in the fullness of time than it does at the moment. But it's so annoying that Susan's just not being dealt with. Oh, it gets my goat. It's Rogue! In the worst looking hell dimension possible, it looks so rubbish. Like, what's going on? Like, surely he should be more grimed up if... like, he just looks so clean for, like, someone who's been in this hell dimension for ages. How has he gotten out of it? How can he, like... Oh my god, just nothing about Rogue appearing here works. Like, it's so bad. Like, this is so bad. Just have him as a lost love. Don't have him as, oh no, this hell dimension is going to be destroyed soon. By the way, I love you. It's like, oh my god, like, you barely fucking know the guy. Don't tell him you love him. God, it's so cheap. It's like, just let it be what it was rather than try and bring it back and try and, like, make an arc out of this where, like, you culminate it with him saying, I love you. Like, okay, look, everyone thinks this sucks, right? I don't need to talk about how it sucks, but I think the point is that, like, most things that people don't like, I love in this story, presumably. This is not one of them. I think just as time goes on, it angers me less and less, though. It's hilarious how bad it is. It's very, very funny. Like, I'm not going to waste my breath criticizing this anymore, but, like, tables don't do that. How do you know about that? None of this works. None of this works. It's so bad. I think something that really saves it is that, like, you know, Rogue's just like,
I miss you.
I miss you, and it's like, well, I love you, and it's like, oh my god, it's so bad, but you suddenly realise just when he disappears and Conrad appears again, when Conrad says, and I warn you, Doctor, the music is suddenly so hype. It's like, you know, in Attack of the Clowns, right at the end, when they're getting married, and you're like, wait, when did this music get so hype? This is amazing. It's like that.
I warn you, Doctor.
Ah, it's such an epic moment. Just, I warn you, Doctor, and the music's like, dun, 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 dun. It's hype as fuck.
This secret will change reality. Forever.
And, like, the music tails off a bit, but, like, then when it moves to this, like, it doesn't carry that moment very long at all. But, like, the music does, like, transition to this scene really cool. It has a sense of drama and occasion and climax. It feels like the climax of the episode, even though it's not. And the, like, mug smashes that you hear along to the music and Belinda sleeping is so good. It's just, it feels like the climax of an episode, you know? It's got the same vibe as Eccleston being like, I'm coming to save you, Rose, from the middle of a Dalek fleet. There's something about the Doctor's desperation for her to look at this, and her not even looking at it, her just focusing on him, just being like, it's been a long day, come to bed. Like, I don't know, his sort of desperate clinging on to his reality is powerful, right? Well, it is to me, you know? I don't know, it has, like, sort of vibes of just, like, you're being gaslit or just people don't believe you. Like, you know, I'm autistic, and I can only presume that's the reason why medical people, especially, like, mental healthy medical people, find it so difficult to believe me when I say stuff. You know, because I don't present typically, and therefore, you know, that they find me unconvincing. They must find the way I present stuff very false. I don't know, maybe I'm too matter-of-fact about stuff. I don't know. But, like, yeah, like, she's got the vibe of a sort of mental health professional. Professional. Pull the other one. Anyway. You know, and the Doctor's me just being like, but look. Oh my god. Like, you know, like, if I'm suicidal, get that treatment. If I've got gender dysphoria, I'll get that treatment. You know, whatever it is, the help from the medical field is at best slow, at worst non-existent. Okay, it can be worse when I actually have help and then they start sabotaging me actively and taking away my coping mechanisms and stuff. Anyway, my point being, this is an evocative moment for me. This means something. It's not just like this. The Wish World does have a lot of resonance stuff going on. It's, I don't know. Yeah, I saw someone saying that, like, the world is wrong trope is a trope that they don't like. I love it. I love it. I lap it up. This is a world is wrong trope of an episode, you know? It was great in Last Christmas. It's great in the Library two-parter. By God, it's great here. And yeah, like, maybe this is done worse than the Last Christmas and the Library two-parter. Maybe. But it's not too far off them, you know? Okay, the way, like, these 5 mugs slipping down is such a great moment.
How do they slip? It's just the way it works, John. They always have, and they always will. Now stop.
Like, it's just great. It's just great. You know, he's like, look, see, I do have gender dysphoria, or I am suicidal, or whatever. And it's, like, actually evidence to her, like... God, I honestly don't know how to make these mental health professionals actually believe me on anything. But the idea that you can actually prove something to them... I don't know, like... being disbelieved about stuff is... And I guess it, like, chimes with the whole disability theme that's going on with Shirley's section of the plot, you know? So, like... I don't know. Maybe that's part of why I love this story? Who knows? Okay, so, like, Shooty's just like, yeah, he's right. He said tables don't do that, and he's right, you know, tables don't do that. And then Belinda's just like, who said? As the music is just like, dun, 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 dun. And she says it so dramatically, like, I don't know. It hits as a moment. I don't know why. I guess it's because, like, maybe, like, we all know that this is the guy that the doctors actually gay for, rather than her. So it's a sort of her finding out that her loving husband is actually super gay. Not that bisexual people can't be gay. And biromantic, let's be more clear about this. Conflating sexual and romantic. We shouldn't be doing that, you know? Like, you don't understand. The music is just popping off. It's so good here. But she's just like, what man? It's so, so good. It's so hype. It's so dramatic. It's really just... It feels like such a climax, you know? Oh, it's great. You know, which really softens the rogue blow, because the rogue bit is not the focal point. The music is, like, jumping off from there and making drama out of that having happened. The actual thing that happened, you forget so quickly because of just how dramatic the episode deals with it. Yes, Rogue is... The stuff with a Rogue literally in the show sucks in this episode. But the stuff that bounces off it is so good and no one talks about it. Oh my god, and Shooty just being like, yeah, I'm so gay for that guy. And Belinda. I love it when, like, this, it does it so well, when everyone's just looking at you all concerned, like, and then they call the cops on you. Like, it's such an intense, powerful vibe, you know, for a 1984, but also just... You know, when I was suicidal, like, you couldn't mention it to a lot of people because they would call the cops on you. Or they'd call the ambulance on you, but who would come? It wouldn't be the ambulance, it would be the cops. Like, it's such a oppressive vibe, you know, how close your loved ones are to calling the cops on you. You know, and there's people who just wouldn't believe me about how awful that was to get the cops called on you like that. You know, when you're at your worst, suddenly cops show up. Oh my god. You know, one time the cops, like, raided my flat like it was a fucking drug raid or something, you know? Like, oh my god, it was so... My point being, this is resonant as fuck. This is powerful. This speaks to real world stuff. It's strong, it's meaningful, it's emotional, it's moving. It's dramatic. The way it just cuts to her just being like, oh god, yes. Like, and you know, there'll be so many people who just like, yeah, you step a bit wrong and people call cops on you. I assume it's like, you know, people of colour get shit like that more than I can probably imagine. Like, you know, just imagine like homeless people probably struggle with that. Like, fucking asylum seekers, anyone just on the margins. Well, not anyone, but so many people, you know. It's the wielding of police, the power of just being able to wield that, you know. Having the police be on your side and do your bidding in a way, like, ugh. Alright, so there's good sense of movement just when all this stuff is happening, but this person strides up, this like cop strides up to the flat, or house, whatever it is, and look at this shot, like, zooming on the door. It's such a... I don't know, it's a great forceful shot, just... it's just well shot, okay? I love Belinda just being like, I'm sorry, but Poppy's in the house. Right, okay. And like, you know, I kind of have doubts around Poppy. Problem is, I can't tell what she's saying unless I pop subtitles on, which is frustrating, because she's saying interesting stuff, like, watch.
I wasn't doubting anything, I just asked. I had a question. I had a good question.
And I like it. I like that he's, like, defending himself. I had a question, I had a good question, that's all. And, yeah, and I like that.
Oh, I am sorry.
I had to think of Poppy. I couldn't have doubts in the house. Not with her upstairs.
I'm sorry, Val. I couldn't stop.
Like, that level of just protecting the kids is interesting, you know? This adds a layer. How manipulated we are about, like, what is good for kids and what is bad for kids, you know? And it's messed up. Are we all ready for Mrs. Flood to have her best scene? It's like... It's not long, but it's so good. I mean... Yeah, no, I just love it. You know, you want so much more from her, and this is basically her peaking. And it's like, why is... Oh my god. You know, I'm grateful for what I get with Mrs. Flood. I don't know this actress, but a lot of people seem to really like her. I can see why. She's just so deliciously fun, and I want her to be given more, but I'm grateful for the crumbs that I get. And that's my way with Doctor Who. I want so much more. It promises so much, but I'm grateful for the crumbs that I get. Just like in the Lazarus Experiment. A great story that gives you beautiful, beautiful crumbs. I love that Belinda gets taken as well. It's just... it's pleasing, you know? Like, just because you wield the police on someone doesn't mean that you're safe from them necessarily, you know? Like, the police are fundamentally a sort of really dangerous thing for society to have.
In the morning, take her.
Like, the cold take her is so cool. I love the mum being, I'm sorry, Belinda. Like, the way she acts it is just great, you know?
I'm sorry, Belinda.
So yeah, I just love the mum being like, I'm sorry, Belinda. It's just good vibes. Like, and you know, I'm just eating up every moment I get with the mum. And, you know, every moment we get of the mum so far is just entirely tainted by the wish world. And that's interesting, and later we get to see what she's like outside of the wish world. Whereas her auntie or grandma or whoever she is, we never get to see her again. I don't know, I just enjoy seeing the people connected to Belinda's life, you know? This monologue from Mrs. Flood is peak. This is the bit I was talking about when I was like, this is her at her best.
Expressing doubt yourself. That's what it does, Mrs. Smith. It contaminates.
Just, yeah.
It breeds, it festers, and it's my job to cut it out.
It's just so delicious evil.
My job and my very great pleasure.
I love it. It's great. It's so pleasing. It's good. It's so well delivered. I love it. Mwah. Best we get of Mrs. Flood. Like, why does no one say that Mrs. Flood is the best Rani? Like, I know she doesn't make that much sense as the Rani, but then again, the Rani's not a well-developed character. She could easily be an aspect of the Rani. We don't even understand what her deal is most of the time, you know? I just... Like it or not, she is the Rani. Like it or not, she is the most entertaining version of the Rani. I mean, both versions of the Rani in this story are far superior, so far miles above the performance that we got from the original Rani. We have been blessed with great versions of the Rani, and no one's appreciating this. I mean, people do appreciate the other Rani, I guess, but not in a way that they acknowledge how rubbish the original performer was. She was very Anthony Ainley, you know, very sort of, haha, I am the mistress of evil. Okay, this establishing shot of the unit tower at night is so beautiful, with the bone beasts lit up from below. Like, we never see unit at night, and it looks so gorgeous. This camera is not capturing it, but you can really... It's such a beautiful nighttime scene setting bit. So good. The chat about ableism in this story, it feels off, you know? There's just something that just doesn't hit like someone disabled wrote it, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know in a way that it just feels off. Okay, the shot of the Bone Palace at night looks pretty fucking sick. There you go. I like the Bone Palace exterior in one frame. Yes. So their mission, which is entirely unclear, and only involves these two plus Ruby for reasons unknown. They have this tablet, which is basically the equivalent of a sonic screwdriver. It can just do anything they want, really. And it's such a weird thing just to have them have a tablet. Like, have them fucking do stuff, you know? They're gonna take down God. I wanna see them kick ass, you know? Wheelchair users actually, you know, doing a cool heist. I love it. You know, the whole concept of it is great, but instead they're just saddled with a tablet, and they fiddle with the tablet until they get crushed by a building. Horribly, may I add. Horribly crushed. Pulverized. The whole promise of taking down God and being sneaky and stuff is great. And then they do this with it, and it hurts your heart because it built it up so well, and then, oh, it hurts me. But I still love this episode because we don't get disabled people organizing and deciding to take down God. We never get this in Doctor Who. We don't get this in much, you know? And when's the last time you saw media with even this much? Yes, Doctor Who gives me crumbs, but often it gives me crumbs that I do not get anywhere else. yeah, I really want Doctor Who to explore things that it merely just presents as ideas and then doesn't do anything near enough exploration of what I want. But it still gives me the crumbs that I want. You know? Rose Noble may have been an entirely forgotten character because RTD couldn't imagine her existing for even a second, so she just stopped existing as a character. But I'm still so grateful for the time I have with her when she is a character. You know? Before Donna encounters the Meep, Rose is a fully fledged character and it's great. Once she, starts talking about pronouns, as soon as that's over, her character stops being a thing. It's devastating, but I'm so glad for those crumbs. And I'm glad for these crumbs. Disabled people taking down God, and no one else is doing it. Hell to the fucking yeah. Radical disabled people. Love it. And then they give us this shit. And you just have to learn to be grateful for the crumbs, and I am. It hurts, but it gave me what I wanted. It just didn't give me. I've said what I said. Okay, talking about, alright, the plan is to get Conrad to leave the Bone Palace. Like, the Bone Palace is such a fucking ridiculous name. It's like the Goon Cave. So I'm leaving my Goon Cave to go to the Bone Palace. Or something. It sounds dirty. You can't tell me it doesn't sound like the Bone Palace is where you go to fuck. That's where the orgy is happening, in the Bone Palace. Like, if people referred to wherever someone has an orgy, just anywhere in the world, if there's an orgy happening, it is happening in the Bone Palace. That's the vibes it's giving off, and it's hilarious. The bone beasts, not as innuendo-y, but they're still innuendo-y. It's just gotta be said. I know these guys are just returning from the Interstellar Song Contest, but they were so minimally utilised there, and they're such a good design. And I know the Rani was in that episode, and we can just headcanon that the Rani took over the place and took these guards with her. But they don't explain it in this episode, and it's kind of annoying, but also it's such a good design, I don't begrudge it. Hell of a good design. No one talks about how cool they are. Wait till we get to see one of them face on. Look at that. That is so cool. Oh my god, the robots are the male step over first. I hate Doctor Who's tendency to just be so focused on species and robots and stuff that aren't human, just being the males, the females, the descendants, and all that. This focus on males and females, as if that's in any way a meaningful distinction to anyone but humans. What in the fuck, Come on. How are they determining that Ncuti is male and Belinda is female? Are we to take from this that they're not intersex? Are we to take from this that Ncuti has a cock and Belinda has a vag? It's such an odd thing, just declaring, is that, how are they deciding the sex of them, What are the characteristics they're focusing on here? Oh, the Doctor saying, I have my doubts, it's my fault, but I never doubt you. That's such a lovely thing, I love them being husband and wife, I love their solidarity, even when she like betrays him and stuff. I don't know, I vibe with it, I love it. They have a nice relationship, I like it. Like, it does mean something that they are married. I love it. The sound effect for this clock ticking is nice and chunky and pleasing. I like it. I'm not going to do fairies, but it is fascinating that the Rani spells TARDIS exactly in English, which, you know, only works in English, because, and like, Susan came up with it in English. Do Time Lords speak English? Are Time Lords... Okay, I'm gonna stop. Time Lords might be the British Empire, but colonizing time, but we do not have time to talk about that right now, because that's not what kind of video this is. Okay, I kind of vibe with the V in this X-Men style fucking costume. I don't know, it just looks slick. The bit where the Rani says, "No, you haven't got a child," it's like, that hits hard, you know? Like, this makes no sense when she's like, "Oh yeah, Time Lord's doubts. Well, that'll be really powerful if his doubts at the moment are ripping open the universe. Like, why couldn't she just have reset the day and then just, like, done all this exposition to him at the start of the day? And that would have just got him doubting immediately and stuff, you know? Like, it makes no sense. Okay, yeah, so these things head on. I was thinking, like, wait, that isn't as cool as I remember. Look at that. It's slightly to the side and you realise how cool it is. Look how cool that mouth is. You don't get it with that. You get it with that. Just the downturning of it is so cool. But yeah, like, this plot makes no sense. And I think, like, the main issue with this whole monologue is that they decided to write in her saying, "Oh, this isn't just exposition," which is one of the worst lines in all of Doctor Who. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more offensive lines in Doctor Who, but on a writing level, this is such a bad line, because it just makes you think, oh, wow, yes, this was very exposition-y. It sucks you out of the moment, you know? Like an airlock just being opened and you're being flung out into space. You can't just say, oh, and this isn't just exposition. It was fine before that, you know? Okay, actually, the way she delivers, like, because it's all about doubts and stuff, the way she delivers that is so bad. I don't know, I hate it, it's just naff. Right, I think it's this shot that you can really appreciate the spiked shoulder spikes. They are so gnarly. It is kind of punk, but kind of like glam punk? I don't know, but it is cool as fuck. It's not fetish wear, you know? She's wearing leather with spikes. It's a good look. And here we see one of the greatest sonic screwdrivers of all time. It honestly might be the best sonic screwdriver we've ever seen. I think, like, Matt Smith's one is better, but, like, this one's more beautiful. The purple light is just beautiful. And the elegant design is just so slick. I love it. Nom 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 nom. Okay, her saying we danced once, you and I, at the siege of Persephone with the city burning around us. That is a good line, you know? Gives you hints as to, you know, maybe you could be like, wait, were they like lovers? Were they like close? But when she says, people said we were lovers, or whatever, it's like, I think that's being too explicit with it. Takes away the fun of speculation, you know? Like, it stops it from being intriguing, and suddenly it's like, oh, okay. It stops it from tickling your brain and just, yeah, It goes from bull tickling to bull punching so quick. Here we get the original Rani. She was rubbish. It's just not a worthy replacement for the Master, you know? I think the concept of the Rani is really fucking cool. Like, as scientist with no morals. That's great. When do we ever actually get her doing that? I think maybe, like, in her first ever story. But, like, she's not doing science in this one. She's not doing science in the EastEnders one. She's not doing science in Time in the Rani. I don't think she is, anyway. Like, amazing concepts that the show is never interested to explore. It's like, come on! Come on! You can't tell me otherwise. The Rani is Susan. The Rani is who Susan became. Like, them both being like, I'm the Rani, and then Ncuti falling to his knees. It just feels so staged in a way that just, I don't buy it. It feels so fake, but I guess that's a lot of this scene, you know? It's weird. Like, I enjoyed the drama of this scene, the whole vibe of it. It's good fun, you know? Like, yeah, sure, they're stealing the music dancing thing from the Master, but it's a good bit, whatever. I like it. And just as she says Casterbarus, suddenly the music kicks in. And the expression she pulls, like her wide-eyed bit just coming up, is so... fits with the music so well. It's just such good hype vibe.
This planet is alive. This whole world.
I love that. Like, it's excellent. God, she's so good. Like, how can people dislike this two-parter?
What are you even talking about?
I do like that the Rani's like, you know what, I don't trust you for a single moment, Doctor, but I'll show you Conrad from afar. Like, I respect that she's like, yeah, no, you're too clever for all this, you could just be pretending to not remember. You know, she can't be tricked like the family of Bloods can. And just Conrad fucking standing there, just being like, hey, last time we met, you're a dick to me, but like, you know, what, look at me now. Is this a vibe, you know? Just his quiet confidence. It's effective. I love it.
All the world below is a world I have wished.
He's... yeah, I don't know. With his little perfect face. Just smiling away and smug and stuff. I don't know. It's an interesting vibe. I don't know if I've seen that before. Which is surprising because Conrad is such a generic kind of character. But he doesn't feel it in this story. Love how she's like, gotta say, great bit of tech, the Vindicator. I always thought the Vindicator prop looked kind of rubbish, but it's nice to have the Rani just being like, hey, damn, that was some good tech. I know, I like it. It's a nice line. You know, it gives gravitas to the Vindicator. It's good world building, you know? Suddenly the Doctor came out with something really clever. It's not just any random thing. I love it. And like these guys here just doing this in the background, it really gives a sense of like movement to the thing. Like, you know, when the music's like da 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 da, and just like rolling along and building up, and you can see these people still like doing their thing, and it's like, you know, that everything isn't stopped just to deliver all of this exposition. Stuff is going on while they're talking. Like, the evil plan is being executed as we speak. Like, the fact that these, like, puddle things keep shimmering because they keep getting moved is great. And yeah, it's weird that the Rani just kind of, like, treats this stuff like physical objects at one point. But, like, I never notice it. I only, like, notice it if I'm really looking for it. I think this time's the first time I properly, like, noticed it. And it was kind of weird, but, like, whatever. It's a weird thing to do, but it's so easy to overlook and just ignore. And it's not as if I can bend my mind around what on earth is going on here anyway. Maybe it does make sense for it to be kind of solid. I like that. It's very alien, whatever, you know? Yes, I'm gonna forget about this because of it's so ridiculous. The Vindicator has the power of 1 billion supernovas. It's such a ridiculous number, it's amazing. It's not 1,000 supernovas, it's 1 billion. It is the best gun ever. The most powerful, most deadly gun ever. It's very funny because the Doctor uses the biggest, greatest, deadliest gun ever in the next episode. It's amazing. Like, it's a good concept. If you question hard enough, then doubt can crack open the world. What they do not do is make that make any sense. But it's a great sentiment. But yeah, you can't just be like, oh yeah, human doubts are powerful, but whew, even Time Lord doubts. Like, the Doctor's doubted so many things. Is he, like, destroying the universe? Is that what made the cracks? Is that what blew up the TARDIS? The Doctor doubting, I'm not here for fairies, I'm not here for fairies, I'm sorry. Yes, so the plot is appalling here. Just a Time Lord's doubt rips open the fabric of reality itself. Nonsense! Okay, this does actually look quite good. I think it's mostly, like, the colour of the flooring makes it look good rather than like the actual design of the bony bits of the place, you know. But it's odd. I don't. It's such like the bone parts of this are the worst bits, and like literally, I don't. At this point, they just start showing this purple special effect where the city just starts turning upside down and dissolving into the purple void and stuff, and just. Just looks amazing. It's such a hype for, like, climax because of how amazing it looks, you know? Like I feel like I've never seen something like this before, you know? Everything's, it's just, like, why is there a taxi falling out there, you know? What's going on? I thought it was like I think that's part of what makes it great, is that like it's kind of really impossible to get a sense of like where the portals are. Like, are they above? Are they below? It's all kind of just messed up, but it looks so good. Like the kind of the purple mixed with the red tentacles of light. It's a really effective, unique effect. It looks so epic. So epic. And so unique. So, taking down God ended up just being looking at a tablet after sneaking about a very small amount. Just sneaking about till you're on a street, looking at a tablet until a building crushes you. Nonsense. Oh look, here's Mel. And I care not. Okay, I think it's cool how, like, you know, the Rani says, Omega, and it's like, whatever. But then, like, Conrad on the screen is like, you know, telling the stories like he's the first of the Time Lords, the creator or whatever. Like, that's a good way of delivering that exposition, you know? I think this episode, just having Conrad's messages to the world in story form, it's just pleasing, you know? It's like the Timeless Children having that section with that Irish guy, the cop. Like, that's good, and it has no reason to be good. This has more in-universe reason, and it's got a similar vibe. I like it, you know?
The greatest and most terrifying Time Lord of all.
Yeah, I can see why people are sick of the Doctor, just like having every regeneration just like shown to us continually. Like, this is such a bad application of it. It's like, yes, the Doctor remembers who they are or whatever. It's like, this sucks. They are putting this far too much. I think it's just lost all its impact. This should be epic, but I mean, the music's not treating this as like a particular exciting moment. It's just part of the big build-up. Okay, the Doctor being locked out the Bone Palace. Is this a comment on the Doctor's asexuality? Just the music. Just the bit where it's just the... like the violins just going in for some really just pleasing, emotive, dramatic story vibes. Violin, melodic, I don't know, it's so good. Don't know how to describe it, but god damn. I mean, I don't understand why this next bit is not a meme.
Get rid of the wife.
Like, you can have so many things there and just be like, get rid of the wife. I don't know, this is funny, right? I guess this scene isn't particularly memorable, so no one's going to remember that she says that. Just her saying you married a ghost while like her head's just like doing the sideways, just do, like you married a ghost. It's great, it's so cool, it's so sassy, it's just so dramatic. It's a cool line. Ah yes, the door. See this door here? This is closed when we come back to this cliffhanger at the start of the next episode. It's a weird detail, the lack of continuity. It doesn't bother me really, but it is odd. Like having the houses fall down, having Belinda disappear, it feels so much more hype than the Sutek reveal, and the Sutek reveal was pretty fucking hype. The music's so good. The fact that this place is dissolving while they're staying on the ground is such a compelling visual. I think the fact that I can't wrap my head around what it's visually depicting it adds to the vibes, you know? It feels like reality is just disintegrating and stuff. Well, they're getting crushed. And these folks gonna take down God? Not if you get splattered by the unit tower first. Here we go. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. You know, before they go, they get to be crushed, liquidated. Wild. I like that. He's like, don't you understand? I've got a daughter, Poppy. She does exist. This changes everything. I think that's cool. Absolute nonsense that he's shouting it while he's like falling down, like clearly not in earshot anymore. The Doctor falling away from the Bone Palace in his bone balcony. That's cool. It's great. I think it's a great cliffhanger. Yeah, so that's Wishworld. I guess I'm going to do this in 2 videos, otherwise this video is going to be so long. That's just Wishworld. Wait till you find out my opinions on the reality war. Oh my god, I love the reality war so much.